podcast. Tonight, like we're talking about here, the discussion will be love across borders, exploring cultural connections in relationships. So, if you're watching the show and you're a fan of the show, if you're out there and you watched last week, we had a caller call in. I believe his name was David, and he was talking about how, ultimately, um, he would go across seas to find a woman, um, you know, that would kind of treat him like the man he felt he was. It's not like he felt like he was bigger or better than anybody, but he was saying that, in this country, we kind of, value material. And, if a woman is going to be materialistic or try to base the relationship on what he can provide to her, he would just, he's like, why not just go across seas and, try to find somebody that, that don't know who I am, don't know how much money I make, and, that would just, be into me for me. So, that it kind of got us thinking maybe we should do something to talk about it. And, that's what we're doing here today. All right. So, today we're exploring a topic that has captivated the whole hearts and minds of many, love across borders. Have you ever wondered why some individuals feel the need to travel overseas in search of a deep and meaningful connection? Well, today, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be unraveling the allure of finding love abroad and navigating cross cultural relationships. In a rapidly globalized world, our curiosity about different cultures, traditions, and ways of life have grown stronger, and for many, this curiosity extends to matters of the heart. It's no surprise individuals are drawn to the idea of crossing borders both geographically and culturally in search of a love that resonates on a deeper level. But what drives this allure? Could it be the desire to flee from societal norms that prioritize materialistic values? Or is it the yearning for a partner who values emotional connection and genuine care over traditional gender roles? And that's kind of like the biggest part of we were talking about last week, especially me and Jenny J when we were on our walk, is, the roles that we have here in Western society overshadowing kind of like, the emotional connectivity that, a man and a woman need instinctively when they just kicking it. So with all that being said, we're going to turn it back over to you, Lynnette, and see what you think about a man going overseas just to find a woman that is into him and him alone.
So I would ask a couple questions to this man because there's a couple of reasonable assumptions that I'm going to make about a woman who is overseas. Because they're talking about third world countries. They ain't going over to Europe. So they're talking about going over to Belize. They're talking about going over to Mexico. They're talking about going over to Honduras. Like they're talking about going places that seemingly women want less and will give them more. So there's the first thing I would say to him and say, okay, so you're saying you want a woman to want you for you. So you're going to go to a third world country to get this woman who has no income earning potential, which means you have to support her 100%. Meaning this woman expects you to support her, regardless to what that looks like. So what you're really looking for is not that you don't want to support somebody. You don't want to, you can't afford to support the woman you want over here. So what you really want.
Whoa. That's not the case.
But it
This
is
man,
because you're
there's
not getting.
plenty of men here that can afford to support the women that
But
are
those
over
are
here.
not
It's
the
just they
men
choose
talking about
not
going
to.
overseas. Those are not the men talking about going overseas.
Why not? Why aren't they?
The past,
Listen,
I know them.
I don't do it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like your man beatbox. I'm a good guy, but I know some grimy dudes. You know what I'm saying? The grimy dudes, the ones that invite me to go overseas with them, the ones that I was about to go with before I got with Jenny J. I was gonna go over there too with them because they cool dudes. But the thing is they going over there is not because they can't afford. They can do whatever they want to do.
Well, when I
over
say
there.
afford, I don't mean money wise because they clearly got money. Because you're going over there to get a woman, you're gonna have to 100% support. She don't have a job, and if she do have a job, most of the tourism is the biggest economy overseas in those type of places.
Right,
That's just a fact. I mean, Jenny, you're from Jamaica.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Yes. But one of the things I want to mention
Jenny is from Atlanta,
is for those
Georgia.
people. No.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get this
so
straight.
We could also say that he decided to go overseas without going overseas. Okay? So
No. Listen, she's got a little accent or whatever, but trust me, you know what I mean? That was all from those books and those audio tapes she's been watching. She learned that accent.
She is
learned that
born in
accent.
Jamaica. Tourism.
You know what I'm saying? She learned that accent.
Yes.
Is how they make their money.
Yes. So
They're making $35,000 a year is a lot of money to them. I'm not putting it down. That's a lot.
Agreed. It's true.
So if you're going to get a woman that makes $35,000, which is going to translate to zero over here before she becomes a citizen in the United States, that means you're taking on
the
zero. She can't work before she gets. She got to go
first.
Come on now, you know we live in America.
But she can do stuff. But I'm saying taking on a person who can't just come over here and get a career. So you're taking on 100% responsibility for this person.
Yes.
Which means you don't mind taking care of somebody. And most of the men who are saying this, I would ask them, what is the real thing you're looking for? Because it's not about taking care of somebody, because you're willing to take care of this person fully. So are you really looking for somebody that's more submissive? I
can tell you.
So
it could be submissive. It could be submissive. English language. Where you at? English language. Submissiveness. It could be submissiveness. SUBMISSIVE. Submissiveness. All right, people. Your man Beatbox did go to college, but at any rate, all I'm trying to say though is that a lot of the women that are across seas, they are submissive. It's only because they haven't had to take that dominant role, and our societal norms have forced women to become masculine in an archaic sense of the definition of the word masculine. Do I think Lynnette is masculine? Do I think Jenny J is masculine? I don't. I think that they're women that are doing what they need to survive in today's time, and that makes them smart. I am with that. Like, I appreciate that. That doesn't make them masculine. Those are just traits that we have been brainwashed to think, you know what I'm saying, just due to historical norms. But we're not in history anymore. We not in caves, you know what I'm saying? No one's going out to fish. No one's going out to club meat. You know what I mean? We in a day and time where women work and they support themselves. So you're gonna have to be able to respect that. But what I'm saying though is that in these countries, you got places where the women haven't caught up to that culture just yet. Like, they're still the ones that take care of the house, and there's nothing wrong with that. They take care, and trust me, across seas and in these Caribbean countries, they got kids, like babies everywhere running around. You know what I'm saying? Those moms taking care of those kids, and that man, he might not be doing $100,000 a year, but he's doing whatever he needs to do to feed Miles. If he's got to go out and fish, he's going to go out there and fish. Like, it's the whole society is set up different. The thing is he's the provider.
That's the myth, Big Box. I worked in Belize for a month. It was the best experience I got to have, like, in my life. That was the best experience. And I found out the women were really the breadwinners because they were working in tourism. So, like, to have a job as a waitress or a housekeeper was, like, really, like, respectable.
But would you say the extended family? Would you say the extended?
I don't hear guys going to Belize though. They going to all those other places. You didn't even call out Belize when you was calling out the places.
But would you say the extended family participates more than they do? So grandma and grandpa helps out with the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the grandparents. I mean, there are definitely different patriarchal norms there. I'm
exactly.
not going to argue.
Thank you.
What I'm
because
saying
here
is,
we don't want. Your grandma, she smokes cigarettes, she beating kids left and right. You don't want your mom around your kids nowadays. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want mine around my son told me he not bringing his kids around grandma because she got too much smoke in the house. Real talk. So all I'm trying to say though is when you go across seas, those parents, the family structure is a lot different. And I don't want to over talk everybody here, but I'm just saying I'm passionate about some of this stuff because we got to get the word out. The thing is in a lot of these Caribbean places, they've got like some of those old school type family structures to where it's like it takes a village. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
the family unit is stronger over there.
Yeah, and it is, and that's not a denial. But this is what I tell people: like, you can't have it both ways. If you say that the patriarchal unit is the strongest unit, that means that the man carries the responsibility of nurturing his family. And I said this on the first podcast. I'm going to say this every podcast. A man gets the woman he nurtures. So you can't say, well, I want my woman to be submissive. I want my woman to come home and take care of the family. I want my woman to be good to the kids. I want my woman to nurture me. I want my woman to have sex with me every time I'm desiring her, which are all fair requests. However, I want her to pay 50-50. I want her to do equal as much as I do. I want her to get up at the same time that I get up, drive in the car that she paid the car note for, and go to work. I want her to work just as hard as me, and then I want her to go home and make me her second job. If you truly want this patriarchal structure, be the man, and she will fall into that. I have noticed in my own journey that there are certain men who put me in my feminine energy. My salary don't change with these men. Mm-hmm. They put me in my feminine energy. I will shut up. And I'm more flirty and I'm softer. Where some other men.
That's what Jenny J does to me.
Yeah.
No, you said it wrong.
She puts me in my feminine energy.
You ain't gonna keep coming for my friend.
No.
I'm just saying. It's okay to tell the truth. It's all right.
You put a woman in her feminine energy. So if a man truly wants a woman to be in her feminine energy, in her feminine space, then give me the platform, boo. You cannot tell me to get up and go to work and work as long as you do. Now I'm as tired as you are. And then you still want me to come home and do all of those things that you think.
You got to do that, though, to survive nowadays. I mean,
she's not contesting that she doesn't have to work. She's contesting the fact that you're asking her to do additional tasks after she comes home and you're not splitting it.
But I got to do additional tasks, too. You know what I'm saying?
Not as much
as the woman. You're not getting home. When I was married, me and my ex-husband, matter of fact, he worked one job. I worked two jobs.
You gonna let them beat up on us like that, Clint? Huh?
I'm gonna let her finish.
Okay. No, I worked two jobs when I was married. He worked one job. Now, remember that. He worked one job that he drove 15 minutes to. I worked two jobs. Both jobs were an hour away from my house. And that 10 years, he never did laundry. He never had to clean up. He never had to schedule a doctor's appointment. He never had to schedule a dentist appointment, an eye appointment, our kids' appointment, nothing. I did all of that too. He didn't do any extras. What he did do, what I give him, is he would pump my gas. He would put gas in my car, but he made me drive 80 miles every day to get to work. So my thing is, you cannot, and I still did everything, but guess what? My mental health was impacted. I was burnt out. I was in rush hour traffic to and from work every day. And you know what? He was like, well, you didn't clean up the house. I couldn't. I would drive 4 hours a day. So I'm saying, if you want somebody to chip in and do all of those things, man or woman, this is just not for women. You have to adjust your expectations. If we are in a new society, you can't pick old rules and say, okay, well, these old rules apply, but these new rules apply. No, we both got to adjust our expectations. We are in a world where there are two incomes. It's not debatable. You need two incomes to live decently in here, which is why I have two jobs right now, because I don't have a freaking person. So I'm a professor and I'm working full time as a
But to be fair though, you got some men out here that are, you know what I'm saying, leading the way, and they doing 100%. You know,
agreed.
I don't want to cast no disrespect because I got, you know what I'm saying, I know dudes that, you know what I'm saying,
those aren't the men that are complaining. Those aren't the men that are complaining. I know men like that take care of their families, and
some of them are, but some of them are complaining.
No,
some of them are complaining that they don't want a woman that's out there telling them that they need to be doing this, that, and the other, because that's just what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's not about, you know, Jenny J showed me it was a TikTok, and it was about this girl sitting at a table, and this guy cooked her a steak. You know what I'm saying? And she was complaining for the whole entire video about how he wasn't taking her to Ruth Chris's or wherever restaurant.
Chris, yeah.
You know, yo, Clint's translating for me tonight in English. You know what I mean? This is garbage good to English. So Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? Lucas. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, he was at Lucas and he was saying, the girl was like, oh, you supposed to be taking me out to Lucas. You supposed to be taking me out to Lucas. And he was like, listen, I can go and order you a steak from a restaurant. That doesn't take much effort. He was like, I prepared you a meal. You know what I mean? Like, I had to season that meat. I had to tenderize that meat. I had to cook that meat. I had to clean the plates, put it on the paper. I had to set the place. Like, that takes a lot of dedication. That takes a lot of observation for me.
Most good women in America are going to love that. If a man cooked a full meal for me and that was good, like this goes back to what we said before we came on the podcast. A lot of men want certain things and women that were never going to give that anyway. And you, just like women, you got to own. That's like me being mad that the guy that's the thug, that all he do is bang rap music and cuss and put his middle finger up on Facebook. Now I'm mad because he won't go to the museum with me. That ain't what he about. So you gotta be reasonable about who you choosing, because a woman like that does sound unappreciative. Now, if you and me are an item and we in this thing together, a night in where you cooking for me sounds amazing. And me and most of my friends, you know, I feel like I am in a quality circle. I'm very strategic about my circle. And I don't know any of us that would take down a man providing for us on a regular basis and then tell him that he's not doing enough because he cooked us dinner. Now, if you never took me out, never did anything with me, that might be a conversation. And there are unappreciative women out here. I want to go on record to say this is not men are unreasonable. There are some women with unrealistic expectations out here. And trust me, the women who don't have unrealistic expectations are just as equally as frustrated with them as the men. So it's not about we disagreeing with you. There are women out here like this. But I challenge the men, just like I challenge the women. Who are you choosing? Are you choosing a woman that you know is out of your league, that you know has, how you gonna pick a woman out the bar that's dripped to head to toe in Gucci? You already know what she about. She dripped head to toe in designer.
That's the point of the show. And the topic is why guys are going across the borders, because they tired of seeing the Gucci drip women.
Woman who don't have all
we
that.
Don't want to see exactly. We don't want to see the Gucci drip women. We want to see. And I'm gonna tell you right now, some these Caribbean women down there by the equator, they fine. You know what I'm saying? They fine. They thick. They, you know. But guess what?
Like, they get over here, and in 2 years, they be wanting the Gucci too. As soon as they get a taste of it.
So maybe. But what I'm trying to say though, all I'm trying to say though is that these are beautiful women that you go down there, and if you were to place that same woman in any bar, wherever the city you at in America, they're gonna be Gucci down drip, and they're gonna be looking for the next high roller, drug dealer, executive, whoever's got the money. It don't even matter. I don't even think it even matters. What I'm saying though is when you go down there, because of the societal norms, they're just looking for somebody that could bring home a fish. They're looking for somebody that could bring home, you know what I'm saying, some milk for the kids. Maybe. A lot of times they're just trying to find someone to be compatible with. You know what I mean? But that's what these guys are going down there.
Because I be kicking in y'all know I'm the travel queen. Every time y'all call me, I'm somewhere different. And when I be talking to those women, they don't want them either. That's why they mad. They be like, look, we want y'all ballers. We want somebody to come bring us in America and give us a better life than what we have here. I talk to these women because I kick it with the locals at the bar. Yeah, and they like, how you get, so these women ain't necessarily what the women, some of those women that come over here, they have a motive. And I'm not gonna put no names out there because I know someone who picked one of these men that went over there to get them a better woman overseas. She was that better woman for 2 years. And when they said you a United States citizen, she bettered her woman on out to the man with money.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because you got played and you deserve to do it because you weren't putting in the work to keep her around. All I'm trying to say though, some of these dudes you were talking about though, they're not gonna do what you're saying, because a lot are those girls that you're talking about, a lot of them are perfectly fine with just meeting a guy, because these dudes don't go down there and stay forever. They're going down there for a week or two. They meet them, they love them, and then they get out. That's why they keep going back. So it's not like these are guys it's not like a...
Well, that's different.
The population of America is not moving to Brazil in droves. You know what I'm saying? We going down there, like you said, for tourism, to tour.
Well,
and a lot of times that's less than 90 days. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to need to extend visas. You're going to
need to get... Well, that's different. If you're just going down there to have fun, that's why I say the passport bros, they go over there to get treated better for a moment. throw these women $200 because that's a lot of money for them because that's what they
Well,
really
passport
do.
bros are different. Some of these dudes are really going to look for somebody to bring back, or to either rent an apartment over there and have a long-term relationship.
Now,
That's my idea of passport bros. Some of these guys are fake passport bros. They just tagging on to the name. They're not really passport bros.
I think the men that go and stay over there are more likely to be sincere because they're like want a different lifestyle.
Exactly.
But the
And
men
that's
that
something
are
we were
looking
gonna
to
get
bring
into.
some woman back over here, they not really. I'm paying attention. Like the men that go, because I do know a couple men who moved out of the country, married a woman in a different country because they wanted a slower lifestyle. That's legitimate.
And that's
But a lot of these men that are saying, I want to go get a woman that's more submissive and more this and bring her back over to the States, that woman is saying yes, because she like, whatever I got to do, just like men, whatever I got to do to get over to these States for 2 years, I'm going to do it. And then, like I said, this is not men or women, this is both. So then they come over here, they get what they need for 2 years, and then they move on because the people that come over here don't want less. They're not coming over here because they want less. They're coming over here because they want more. Now, the men that meet somebody and go over there and they live a nice little simple life, I know somebody that just did it. Those are people who are usually successful because they're really like, I want a slower lifestyle. I just want to meet somebody that is not all about this hustle and bustle. That's me. I want to move to Belize. I just want to slow it down. I just want somebody that wants to wake up on the beach with me. That's it. But like I said, it's not just these men. I don't want to make this all about like the men are wrong. Because I just was talking to a nice guy I met, Sweetie Pie. And I was like, what happened in your last relationship? He was like, she said I wasn't hard enough. I'm like, look, I'll take your corny.
I've heard that before.
You know what I'm saying? And you
I've
know
heard
what I mean?
that before.
But listen, how old is this guy though? Because I just want to know. Because ain't no man over 40 years old should no girl be telling you you're not hard enough.
No,
listen, I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, you not single, B-Box. I'm out here in these streets. It's ghetto. He was 46.
Right.
He was 46. And here's the thing, I like him. I'm hoping one day I can be like, y'all, I ain't gotta talk about singleness no more. He bay training. But I could see where women would think that he wasn't exciting because he is really got this innocence about him. He not dripping down in the Gucci and all of that stuff. But women, especially in Atlanta, y'all know we care about that.
Listen, your man Beatbox, I'm a lover. If you tell me I'm not hard enough, I'm gonna go get Clint. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get Clint.
Clint not hard either.
That's how we've been doing it. That's how I've been doing it.
I don't protrude the hardness, but it's there. Don't mistake it. It's there.
No, I see it.
I think what she means. I think what she means is
all down. So I gotta stay away from Leaky. He get you in trouble.
I think what she means is a lot of women want you to behave a certain way, and I think sometimes people are confused. And I would say this is a younger girl because in her mind he has to behave a certain way, and she doesn't understand that if she's looking for a settled relationship, somebody who has a vision, somebody who's going somewhere, somebody who in later years is going to have a real income, not hard enough is not a criteria.
That's what I'm saying. What is that?
I don't want no hard man. I don't want nothing.
Clint, that's what I'm talking about. Now, and that's what these dudes are running away to escape. It's not even some of the times it's not even about the money. It's just about the societal norms that we got over here in this country that some people are just fed up with. So they want to go see something new. It's kind of like, and I don't want to equivalate, you know what I'm saying, the slave, the freeness of, us being free.
It's a fair equivalent.
But at the end of the day, in the South, the American slave, once they got free, they went to the North because they wanted to see something new because they knew the way that they were living just wasn't for them. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of guys out here that are just like, you want to know what? I'm not hard. I gotta be gay. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta be hardcore gangster just to kick it with a woman. They're like, I can go somewhere where I don't have to worry about any of that. I could just be, you know what I'm saying, who I am, and you know what I'm saying, be love for me.
But those women are here, and I say that because I am one of those women. And so, as a woman that doesn't really care about what designer you wear. It's very submissive in terms of I'm a nurturer. I do work full time, but here's the thing:
You mysterious though, Lynnette. You mysterious.
But I'm a serious here. But when I get with my mate, the thing is, I'm a boss at work all day long. I do not want to be a boss at home. I want to
Amen.
come home and have my man tell me what we doing, and I'm like, okay, baby. And I trust him so much that I don't even got to worry about it. I'm not going to deal with a man that's going to make a bad decision because I don't choose like that. I want somebody that's going to plan nice things for me. I like flowers. There's no salary I can make that doesn't make me want to feel beautiful by a man that I'm crushing on. When I'm liking somebody, my face still lights up no matter how much I make. When his number pop up on my phone, you'll see me blushing and just feeling it special. I'm still the girl that takes an hour
you
to
like
get
bowling
back.
too, right?
So,
You like bowling too, right?
I love bowling. Like, that's my
David,
favorite.
if you out there, she likes bowling.
I love bowling. And guess what?
Man,
Bowling
keep
and
it simple.
tacos, those ain't even expensive. So I
Keep
love
it
to go
simple.
bowling. Scrabble is my favorite game. I love to drive around and listen to music and just kind of see where your mind at when it comes to lyrics. Those are all free things to do. But men like that don't find us exciting. And they'll want to go after the girl that makes them chase, that wants to play the game, that's mean to them. And they'll be like, well, I've had men tell me you're not enough drama. They like it. They like it a little toxic. I don't argue. I do not.
What? Hold on, but no. But no.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. I've
Oh my
heard
God.
men say they
Clint, have you ever
like
told a girl that?
somebody
Have you ever
who's
told
a
girl that?
little crazy.
He's like,
I've
I
heard
think my
it.
women a little crazy.
Your man beatbox gotta. Sometimes I gotta stay on the fence, right? This because I'm just like I need to make sure we all, you know what I'm saying, cohesive. But Clint, you can go out there. Have you ever told a woman that?
No.
Ever?
No.
But you know, Clint, that there's men who like that. You know that there are
You're
men.
not too toxic
I'm-
enough. You're
I'm-
not
I'm
toxic
saying-
enough for me. You would make the
I'm
environment
saying to
toxic
you.
so that they would be toxic. I mean, I don't understand. Like, it's almost kind of like you saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do something to prove to people that you're doing something. It's like nobody believes you now.
No, but you know
just
what?
don't-
Women do it too. I have female friends who are like, girl, when he cussed at me, that made me a little excited. Like the way he was like rough with me. And I'm like, I don't want nobody to be rough with me. I don't need no G's in my life but God. I want a nice.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. When the police show up and you ain't, they ain't gonna care about who said what. All thing they gonna know was hands touched. You know what I mean? For all my younger dudes out there, don't play that game with these women. Don't play it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Learn from me. Learn from my experience, okay?
It's not even toxic of hands, but so for the example I use, as I was kicking it with this guy. So he would purposely wait a long time to text me back. And he would like not always call me back or just disappear for days. I never asked about it because guess what? I didn't care. You clearly didn't call me because you didn't want to talk to me. And honestly, I'm being really sincere. I didn't think twice about it. That was the pattern. So I didn't take him seriously, but it didn't matter to me. I'm not going to ask you why you didn't respond to my text. That's ridiculous. When I finally did have a conversation with him, like months and months down the line, like, you know, what was up? Why nothing happened? He was like, man, I would text you and take hours to respond to you and you wouldn't even say nothing. I mean, one girl called my phone. I want a girl obsessed with me. She called my phone 24 times. And when I didn't answer, she came knocking at the door. I'm not doing that. But he said it. I'll find a text message for you too. Because I was like, that's codependency. That's not love. He was like, yeah, but I want to know that a woman will do anything to get for her to get my attention. And I said, but if you like me, why wouldn't you just give it to me? If you really liked me, why wouldn't you just give me the attention? I didn't say I'm about to go overseas and meet somebody else. I was just like, okay, this man got some therapy he ain't worked out with, mommy issues, whatever. I'm not sitting up there and going to knock on your door 40 minutes across town because you didn't answer my call. You were clearly busy and we're not together. So that means you could have been on a date. You could have been at work. You could have been doing anything. So I think that men, it's not so much that they want you to be toxic, but they want to see how much you're going to chase them. And then when you don't, it's like, oh, well, she's not interested because men naturally do like to chase. I think you do have to keep it a little mysterious. But men try to make it seem like it's all these women out here in their pockets. I have never commandeered a man's pocket. And trust me, for as much as a man has done for me, I spoil back. I spoil back hard. You can't, a matter of fact, I'm on live, podcast, television. If you can find a man that I have ever dated that can call into this podcast and say, Lynnette didn't spoil the hell out of me, I will give y'all a week's worth of pay.
My phone is ringing. Hold on. Let me see what this is. What?
Oh man,
David, what?
I wanted to address something that I think people are saying they're going overseas, and I say more power to you. Whoever you can find that you love and loves you back, and you're making a life with, do it. But I'm just gonna tell you guys some of the facts. For one thing, if you take a woman back here or a man, the first thing you have to realize is that you have to apply for an adjustment of status. So you have to apply for that person to be here. So it can go many ways. You can apply for the person to stay in the other country and come here, or they can come here and then you can apply for them to be adjusted here. If you decide that you're applying for them to be adjusted here, what's going to happen is that he or she is going to have to stay with you at least for 6 months without working. And that's if the immigration process is moving quickly. So you're going to be a one income household at least for 6 to 12 months. Okay. When you come from a foreign country, a lot of times, if you have a degree, and people do come with a degree, it has to be verified as to match the U.S. standards. If the U.S. says it's not verified to match the U.S. standards, you then have to go ahead and do additional courses to get certified. If you only have a high school diploma, you can't use that high school diploma to get into a job. You have to go and get the GED in order to transition into, not to mention that person's going to need a car. They're going to need to be taught how to drive in America. They're going to need to understand HIPAA rules, a whole bunch of different things. In the meantime, you're going to have to get your partner insurance. You're going to have to get them dental insurance, all that. And after you found the adjustment of status, I think it's about $4,500 for the whole process. And if you have a record or you've been in trouble, you can't adjust that person's status. In addition to that, after that person is with you, you are responsible for them for at least 10 years after they're in the country. So you better hope that this person that you brought really is in love with you, because
but they don't bring them back. A lot of people don't. Well, I don't know. Some people do bring them back.
No, a lot of people bring them back, because I hear them in Atlanta at the bar talking about how they got screwed over. Hey, baby, what you plant is what you grow. My grandma used to tell me, if you plant corn, you ain't growing cotton candy. So they out here planting corn and get mad because they ain't getting cotton candy. You bring these women over here. Now they realize how much money you got and realize what money is.
Listen,
and like, oh.
If I'm responsible for you for 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Then you need to get some cooking books. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But but here's the thing.
You need to be in that kitchen for 10 years, or else we got problems. You know what I'm saying? You getting deported next week. If my ribs ain't right. You know what I mean? You out of here.
But
okay?
listen, she can also say, or he can also say, that you have mentally abused her or physically abused her, and she will get her adjustment of status and be gone and be done with you. So you would have paid all that money.
I think we're veering off course of what, you know what I'm saying, I really wanted to talk about when we were, thinking about this topic. And it's the real reason why men are feeling the need to have to go overseas to find a woman, when there are plenty of women over here that they can get with. According to you, according to Lynnette, she knows a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason,
I can tell you one reason. Men, if you want to talk about the Bible, biblically, Adam was given a garden. He was given a job. He was given something to provide with before Eve came into the picture. And I think biologically, men are geared to provide. And I think a lot of times, because our society is adjusting, there is a disconnect about a man's purpose in his woman's life in our society at this point. And I think that a lot of males are thinking, I need to do what I was created to do, or what is in my nature to do. And how can I do that best is to find somebody who I can do it for. So that's my
And I think that those are the ones with good intent. And there are some, like I said, I've met them. One guy told me he wanted a girl that didn't speak no English, so he couldn't hear her cheat him what he do. Like, she couldn't understand what he was saying. So he would be on the phone. She don't know what he's saying. So I think there's some who are genuine, who
Right.
are they're like me. Like, I'm tired of I've said it, so I get it. I've said it. Like, I'm just gonna go overseas and find me somebody else that maybe wants what I want, a more traditional lifestyle. So I'm not mad at them for that. But there are some, just like women, who are like, how can I manipulate the system to get somebody who is under my power? Because they're here because of me, and women do it too. I keep saying that because I don't want nobody to come and say, well, women do. No, women do it too. I mean, now you're under my power. You're in this country under my power. Like, if I decide to take my hands off you, you got to go back. And they threaten to send them back often. And then it's like, also, they don't know the cultural norms. So you get to kind of tell them what those cultural norms are. So I can see where a narcissistic or emotionally abusive person would tend to want that, because they're like, oh, you over here? Okay, I can just send you back. And now this person don't want to go back. So I think there's two types of people. And the people who are genuine, like myself, who are like, I will go find someone else. If these American men don't want to pamper me and give me the princess treatment, let me go on over to Zamunda or whatever and be somebody's princess. But
You say Zamunda?
Yeah, you're talking about Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, Zamunda, like, let me go where she be like, if you're a prince, I'll marry you. You know, I look at that too, like, what culture wants the traditional things that I want? I work because I like to eat. It's just kind of a thing I like to do. And I know that this apartment building here over at the Battery is not going to allow me to live for free. So there's no choice. But what woman wants to be independent? Even if we can be. I do not want to be a single black independent. Any opportunity. Matter of fact, Meatbox Clint, if any of y'all want to come over here and help me with my car or anything, put together a bookcase, I'm going to gladly take it, even if it's from a friend, because I don't want to be independent. But I also don't.
Tears in my eyes right now.
Fellas, I don't want that.
Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this?
I don't
from
want
a black
it.
woman for y'all.
And so if any man is out here saying, I'm going overseas because there's no women over here, these women are too independent, please, wife me. Take me out the independence game. There is no trophy in that. I'm independent because I have to survive. And if I don't do what I need to do to survive, and I go chase after every man that dangles commitment in front of my face, and not only am I going to be without because I ain't working, I'm going to be broken spiritually. So not only do I have to protect my income, I have to protect my heart. I have to protect my spirit.
Come on, Jenny. Come on. Where's your sister? Come on, sister.
They make it seem like we just out here being rough and tough because we want to be.
Exactly.
I would love to have a man that I can come lay on his lap on my couch behind me and say, baby, I had a bad day. Or baby, can you take my car to the car wash because I went to go see my friend and we went to the mountains and my car is super dirty. No, I got to go do that tomorrow. So men, when they say that, it gets frustrating for us single black women who genuinely want love and we are willing to give it all. But I'm not going to give it all to a cheater, to a liar, to a person who has 9 other women. I'm not going to give it to be on your roster. I'm not going to give it for you to be inconsistent. If you introduce me with consistency, you can save yourself a plane ticket. Come right on over here to Atlanta. Be here. Here. But they don't want to do that. Meet us halfway.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's all we're asking. Meet us halfway. All we want, like, it can't be that hard to take a girl to the park. It can't be that hard to take a girl to dinner. The price of dinner, to put a smile on there is no money I wouldn't pay to put a smile on my man's face. I don't understand the mentality of men who are not designed to make their woman smile. If I wake up, when I got a man, I wake up like, what can I do to make my man happy today? Oh, you want a crater from the moon? Let me see if I can move these lunch meetings around. And like I said, I say this on live because I know people watch it. They know people I date. They could come in and be like, "Cap," but they will say, "No,
Lynnette, 306 of them right now.
Exactly.
Tomorrow it'll only be 3, but so, right now it's 306.
These men are not being sincere when they say. That's why I say you got to self-reflect. Women too. Why are you really doing it? Is it that you're so hurt that you? Because it's fair. I'm gonna get sentimental on a man. If there are probably a group of men just as frustrated as women like me,
I'm crying right now.
I'm a good dude, and I keep meeting these women who care more about giving, and I just want a woman that can love, that don't. She ain't talking about I ain't cooking you no dinner. Baby, I can cook. I can cook like I'm somebody's grandma. But again, I'm not cooking for somebody that's gonna eat my food and then go leave and take somebody else out. So if we could find a way to meet each other halfway, we wouldn't have to go overseas, men or women. But like Jenny said, if that's what you want to do, find love where love is. If your love is in Honduras, by all means, go find it there. But also ask yourself, am I going to find love over there because I can't find love here? Or am I going to find love there, man or woman, because I don't want to challenge myself to be the best version of myself? And
listen, I'm looking at Clint. He looks like, I wonder what kind of ring I can get this woman.
No, Clint.
Listen, Americans out there right now, they want to marry Lynnette. I'm telling you, they want to marry her. I'm telling you, that was the deepest I ever heard from a black woman out there.
Clint is
My
married.
soul is clean. My soul is clean.
If I wasn't in the position I was in, I'd be on my way. I'd be telling you shit. Get ready, because my
soul is cleansed. You know what I mean? You just now blessed America with that. All black people out there need to hear from a black woman. They needed to hear from a black successful woman. They do
for that. All these dollars, y'all. Like, and I get vulnerable on this show because I want people to know. For every dollar I make, and y'all know I make good money, I cry double the tears. There is no amount of money that can compensate from feeling loved, valued, and seen. There is not a paycheck that can supplement that. So yes, I get to come home. I live well. I am proud of the things that I made. Thank you to my mom. But I still want companionship. I still want a friend. I still want somebody to tell me I'm pretty. I have confidence, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to be somebody's favorite thing. I don't like quiet phones or to know the only thing I got going on Friday night is America and this podcast. I love y'all, but I was waiting for me after. So they got it twisted. Black women, we not as hard as y'all think. We do want it, but we are exhausted and we are tired and we are hurt. We are scared. We are terrified. And so we're like, you know what? I don't even know if I want to take anybody seriously, because the minute I put my heart on the table, you go put it on another girl's picture. I give you my heart, you go like somebody else's picture with it. We want sincerity. And if men could just step away from their ego a little bit and be like, how can I make her feel like she the one? My friend's boyfriend asked her the other day, she was going through some things. My best friend probably watching this show. She watches it every week. But he told her, baby, do you know the difference between number one and the one? Because she said, I want to be number one. He said, no, you're the one. And he was like, so that means that there is nothing else. He was like, and I need you to understand the difference. Every single woman that is looking for love wants somebody to tell her, you are the one. You don't have to rally with these women on Facebook. You don't have to compete with the woman in the street. My mind is focused on you. And I'm telling you, if men would just give it a try, to find one woman, she ain't gonna be perfect, but she yours. Yo Gotti said, little shorty ain't perfect, but she mine. Like, she might not be perfect, but if she is yours and you nurture her, you get the woman you nurture. And let me tell you, like I said, from a successful Black woman, I still blush and I still crush. So if a man come along, that money is a benefit, because I'm gonna be trying to figure out how, and we can go over to the other country together, and I'll let you look at the pretty girl. But just they gotta try it before they just count us out and leave us over here. Give some of us successful women a chance and stop assuming that we want y'all. Girls, we brunch like drug dealers. We do not need men for dinner or brunch or just try to ask us what we like to do and stop making assumptions that just because the minute I tell somebody I'm a professor, They done already counted me out. Like, find out what we like to do, and then try to take us to do some of those things. And then if you find a woman that it's a red flag, put a flag on the plate. Let her go. But it's a lot of us out here that ain't looking for artists, what they're talking about. And it's a lot of us that are finance too. We'll get back. It's money.
Right.
You know
I think
what?
if you
I'm sorry.
I think if you I think I want to challenge every man out there who's saying they need to go overseas, to whoever you're dating or whoever you want to date. I would challenge you to just for 1 week plan everything. Allow that girl to be in her feminine energy. Be a supporter. Be the type of person who she doesn't have to ask to do something. Do it, and you're gonna realize that the woman you're looking for is sitting right in front of you. A lot of women, I can tell you, want to be in their feminine energy. We don't want to walk around and order people and fight. You know, if you notice, women are rarely in fist fights. We just, it's not a thing. Now, I'm not saying there's no women who, you know, wanna grab you by a collar and you know, fight you. There are women who will do
I
that.
just want to grab somebody by the collar, but not to fight like that.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a fight. Oh, there's gonna be a fight.
But what I'm saying is, one of the things I can tell you I appreciate about Beat is, if we are doing anything, I don't normally initiate it. He normally initiates it. If even to make a meal, he will go to the store and get the stuff, or he will ask me what do I want, or he'll decide what we're gonna eat. I don't have to make those decisions. If we're leaving the country, he'll go ahead and purchase everything and plan everything. I'll have to insist, like, hey, I'm gonna pay this, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. Right?
I just want somebody to tell me to be ready by 6. So
Right.
I can be excited all day at work, and then be like, ooh, 4:30, let me clock out so I can put on my best dress so he can tell me how fine I look and how lucky he is.
Listen, speaking of which, Grown and Social will not be on next week because we will be out of the country.
Right.
Just so you know, watch your replays. You know what I'm saying? Watch your man Beatbox, watch Diddy J, watch Lynnette, watch Clint. You're going to watch the replay next week because we won't be around to do it live for you.
Oh, yeah, Essence Fest.
What I will, oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's summertime.
Essence
It's
Fest.
summertime, right? Everyone's out
Really?
enjoying their life.
Really?
You know, but what I would say though to dudes for this show and this topic is, you just heard from Lynnette. You know what I'm saying? You just heard from Jenny J. A lot of times, what you might want to do though is, instead of going out of the country, maybe you might want to reach for that girl that you might have thought was into something that you thought was something, and just check with her and see. And like Lynnette said, ask her what she likes to do. Maybe you might be surprised. And maybe you might have that woman right here in this country that you can kick it with without having to go out there and be classified as a passport bro. Not that anyone cares about that, but you know, I don't know. We don't have a large population of people here, but in the population that we got one that just told you that's successful, that she would love for someone to ask her, you know, what she likes to do. And, you know,
And I'm accepting husband application.
No, that's right.
You see that?
I used to get them applications too.
So, like, if it's a husband out there looking like that's what I've been manifesting, boo, I'm right here. I'm right.
and that's Grown and Social right there. Is what we here to do, is positivity again, and you know, talking about this discussion and just, you know, what guys are doing out there, passport bros and going across the country. All I would say is, yeah, those women are out there, but you know, there's women out here too. So with that, my man Clint, you got anything you want to tell the people before we get up out of here? Because that's all the time we got tonight.
Ain't nothing overseas that ain't here. And everybody gonna tell you overseas ain't nothing here that ain't over there. So it's here, just like Beatbox says, it's here. You just gotta open your eyes to see. Flow like water. If you flow like water, ain't nothing stopping you. Everything gonna fall in place.
Jenny J.
Yeah,
like
just
water.
just find that girl and just do everything you can to make her feel like a girl. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see somebody you never thought existed. All that masculinity that you think is running around is gonna be gone. Okay,
Put
how you
that
treat
apron on. Get in
somebody.
the kitchen.
Lynette,
But
you want to
Put that
tell the
apron
people
on. Get in
something?
the
You got
kitchen.
anything you want to share with us?
you know what? I'm just telling, I tell people give everybody a chance. We all struggling. It's our show isn't about the men being messed up or the women being messed up. It's about how do we come together because we are all traumatized. And you know
Mhm.
what? We can build better relationships if we just talk to each other. So I just challenge, like you said, I challenge somebody. If it's somebody you want to ask out this week, ask her out on a real date. Not don't start with what you're doing. Start with 1, 2, 3, and see what she say, and
That's
just
right.
give
And
them.
before you do that, listen to that Luther track. Listen to that Luther track before you go ask.
You got to tell
And
them which
remember,
one
it
now.
doesn't
Everybody don't
matter
know
where you
about
at.
Luther.
It
They
doesn't matter
don't
where
know
you
about
at
Luther.
because
You got
she's
to tell
right
them which
there.
one. See?
Oh, I forget the name of it. I just
See?
know it's hold on, I can sing it now. Hold on, chill.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. You didn't hear the baritone, but it's something about you never know where you find love in the movies, in the park. I'll take you home before it gets dark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In the
Yeah. Oh,
movies,
can I
in the
take you
park.
out tonight? That's what it is.
Oh
Can I
yeah.
take
That's right.
you out
And it doesn't matter.
tonight?
It might be the girl at the girl at
Look,
Stop and Shop or Kroger's, whatever, cashing you out. You never know,
you
and
never
that might
know.
just be her little part time.
Hmm.
Exactly. Listen, you never know. And even if she is super successful, that does not mean she don't want to be soft. I tell a lot of people like, "Hey, touch my arm. Am I soft?" They be like, "Yeah." Ooh. I'm like, "Treat me like I'm soft. Treat me
Mhm.
like I'm soft. Don't worry about my job. My job is where I clock in so I can eat." But that has
Mhm.
No, that's right.
absolutely nothing to do with what we do. Like, stop looking at people as jobs and responsibilities and look at them as people. You might be missing out on your wife or your husband, women and men. Like,
They
don't put
stuck on
people
titles.
based out on tax brackets and assumptions.
Yep.
Just see
Yeah.
somebody you like and say, "Hey, can I take some time where I can get to know you?" And see what they're talking about. See what they do.
That's it.
And with
All
that,
right.
we are out of here.
All right, people.
Good night.
Night.
Love
Yay.
y'all.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.